Hello, folks. Welcome back to the Godset's Trial of Diligence. We're here with the round three of the round robin pools in these best of one series for the bracket qualifications. We're going to be moving forward with this tournament right quick. It's Gen Z versus Overdogs Gaming, and we're on Ascent. We have Overdog starting on the attack with Gen Z on the defense. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm your caster Ashcon. And as we move forward with this map, we know that Killjoy and Sova are the signature picks. We are going to see that from Baba Yaga and 4 on the side of OG. We're not going to see that, however, reflected by Gen Z, and that's going to be a little bit difficult. We have not seen a hover in from J0 just yet. Oh, a quick lock on the Sova, but no information-based Sentinel. We see Decay playing with the idea of a Sage. We're not quite sure if that's going to follow through, if they're going to follow through on that pick. What I am liking, or what I'm curious about, is Typhon's pick on the Skye. Folks, again, if you were not here for patch 3.0, you haven't read any updates, there are no characters with 3 flashes. Skye, like Breach, are only going to have 2 charges for their flash, with those flashes being on 40-second cooldowns per pop. That's going to be reflected, and we're actually going to see both teams with the Skye and Sova. So that dynamic is going to play out somewhat similarly. The largest difference here that I want to point out again is with the Sentinels. So while Decay is going to be able to stall a push, they might not be able to get enough information to know where that Sage utility should be put up at. But at the end of the day, we're going to have to see how they use those walls, because we have seen some insane players. For those of you that are familiar with the Valorant scene, of course, YouTubers and content creators such as Grim have amazing tutorials on how to, create Sage walls that are outside of the norm, and we have even seen the likes of Liquid Scream use those walls. So perhaps we'll see the same out of Decay coming into this map. All right, so we're going to move forward into round 1. And we're go ahead and we're seeing Gen Z set up with Sage over on the A side, and we might see a peek out of this wall or a straight lockdown of the catwalk. Depending on how that goes, it's going to force OG towards the A main or back into B. Walking up Cat, OG 3 players, not yet meeting Decay, as he is not swinging or taking any angles whatsoever. He is going to go for a jiggle, and spots 4 is going to take out Baba Yaga. He drops to the ground. It's a headshot classic. Now OG's down a player, and it's their information nonetheless. Typhon is still alive with the flashbangs, but will he be able to make good use of them? Enzo and Scroll taking control of their B main, and mid has been covered over by J0. 4 patiently trying to work in, but he's going to walk right into a crossfire. He sees Enzo first. Enzo's going to drop. Scroll not even going in for the trade, but that's a-okay because J0 from CT is going to find it in his stead. And as Market is broken through, J0 is actually going to be forced back onto stairs. Scroll, who snuck into the smoke, is going to be paid dividends for it as he finds not 2, but 3 onto Typhon and Joms. And that's going to be round 1 on the board for Gen Z. The Zoomers are popping off. And as is pretty standards, folks, we're going to see round 2 come up with a buy. Decay is going to opt in for that Spectre, and we're going to see the heavy shields out of Lomain and Enzo, but we're not going to see Spectre buys out of everyone else. Oh, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, we are having a tech pause, and it seems one of our players is at, like, 1,000 ping. So it's going to be the side of Gen Z who's going to take this technical pause after they win their first round. We see questions in the chat on where is KO, folks. KO and Breeze will both be unavailable for the foreseeable future in future trials tournaments that Godset will be hosting. Perhaps we will see those aspects of the game in play, but not for now as we move right into round 2. Timer is on pause and we are live. DK with the same wall is going to create control over the catwalk, but he might just be perceived this time. But it's Gen Z who switches it up. They actually push out of B main, but 4 is there in tiles to get rid of Scroll and pick up a gun. Decay is going to find his traditional pick, and Enzo is not going to let his buddy Scroll die in vain. That's another kill on the board, and it's going to be Gen Z with the agent advantage, but not the health advantage per se, as Enzo is extremely low below 25 HP. That's A-okay, as Lomane is going to drop Baba Yaga with the Ghost, and he's going to give Yams the same treatment. Jiggy is not going to stand for it as he takes out Lomane, but Enzo, who was previously in tiles, worked back up into mid, gets that final pick. And we're done with round 2. And it looks like Gen Z is making very good use of aggressive motions and map control. When they know that there are no players holding them out, they're more than willing to get out and about from the sites to secure their rounds. Now, I don't necessarily know if they're going to proceed with that same strategy, because right now it is OG going to be able to full buy. They're going to have a set of 5 rifles, whereas Gen Z only equipped with 1. Lomane now actually spotted. We saw for a quick second there, his information was given up by an arrow. So he's going to go ahead and get walled by his buddy Decay and move out safely. This is going to be a great reposition as the lever closes, and he's going to break that door to enable himself to retake the site swiftly. Lomane peeks into A main, but gets punished by 4. Now that's a bit more space by the side of OG. They're more than happy to get that pick as well as the orb on top of it. That's 4 with 6 out of 7 onto the ultimate. The lockdown needs 1 more to be able to pop. In the meanwhile, it's Yams and Jiggy working their... Excuse me, not Jiggy. Yams and Typhon working their way up into the B main. They're going to be spotted by a Sky Flash. Enzo's going to go ahead and proc some of that information out. And so that's going to go ahead and push OG a little bit closer towards the idea of executing onto A.
30 seconds left.
Oh, Decay and 4 almost meet, but the smoke comes up just in time to save Decay's life. 4 is going on to the chase and is able to secure it. Decay falls down into the tree, and now it's a 3v5 retake for the side of Gen Z. They're not very happy about this. They still have their rifle in hand, but the positioning, not so much. The lockdown comes out from 4. He really wants to secure this round, and the timer's ticking away. 3 seconds until it pops. That forces Gen Z completely off of the site. No one is going to be detained. But that's more than enough to allow OG to take positions on the site, secure crossfires, and make sure that they do not drop this round. Out comes the arrow, but no information follows it. 2 players in A main, and Gen Z cannot deal with either of them as they fall. J0 and Enzo can't do anything much, and Scroll here might want to go for some exit frags, and he does find one on Baba Yaga. But at the end of the day, that's all he can do. He sits around and is going to save this rifle for round 4, which is a very wise decision as his team will now be able to buy up with him. The difficult part here for Gen Z, if you're Gen Z, is that they didn't do much damage on that bonus round, right? So they were on a bonus. It is expected that they lose on the pen and paper in the theory, but because they didn't get many picks, it's going to allow OG to full buy with heavy shields and all of their utility. They are not worried about their equipment in the slightest, and so it's actually going to be some uneven ground in the favor of OG, as J0 doesn't even have his heavy shields available to him. Moving in, OG is more oriented to the A side of the map. They're not able to get any lines of sight on the players of Gen Z. They're doing a great job of not exposing themselves too much. But what I find odd is how OG is not taking the ground that they could be taking. Dog comes on through. Enzo hears it. He realizes that there's some presence in the B main garage. Waiting patiently alongside his buddy J0, who's over in CT. And it seems like Enzo's going to be playing in the back of that boat, waiting for anybody to come out. In the meanwhile, the spike is in the hands of Jiggy, with him and his two allies, again, still oriented towards A. No push made. Nothing committed as of yet. Merely an arrow coming out. Now a flash to follow through. Typhon goes out to make the initial peek alongside 4, but they're going to get blinded. Decay in the backside of Generator is not going to move. He's going to get picked off by Jiggy before his wall even goes down, and 4 is going to follow up with a kill of his own. Scroll drops, and it is 13 seconds left. The spike is planted, but Jiggy falls from J0's lineups. 4 versus 3 situation, however, yet again, a player on the side of OG is low. Baba Yaga is going to get healed. Luckily, that Sky Pick is going to come into use. And now things are looking really good for OG to win their second round. As all 3 of the Gen Z players are in the same place, they won't be able to create any effective crossfires as they go into the site. They know where Baba Yaga is. But unfortunately, don't know where Typhon is as he gets the pick onto Lomain. And although Baba Yaga is able to trade out Enzo, in the long run, Yams is there in the back to settle all the scores. That's 2-2, and we're going into round 5. Taking a look at the scoreboard, we see that Jiggy's Cosmic Divide is up and ready. Scrolls Empress as well. But what's really tough here is when you're Gen Z is that you don't have the rifle to use that ultimate, that one ultimate that you have. And so they're going to push out very aggressively, but it's Typhon and Joms here who are going to be expecting it. Lomain with a clean shot of the Sheriff will find the pick that he was hoping for. Typhon quick to trade it out, but this is much more impactful for the side of Gen Z. They are taking out a whole rifle. Gen Z only loses that Sheriff, and as they go push in, oh, Baba Yaga, we're not going to talk about that arrow because you're going to find a pick onto J0. We're going to forgive you for it. The Hunter's Fury comes out, but it's going to hit with the first, whiff with the first, hit with the second, and the third is going to whiff again, but Typhon is right there to hold the angle and make sure that Decay finally falls. 2 players now onto Heaven by the side of Gen Z, but OG knows this. They're opting to wrap around. They want to leave. They want nothing to do with anything when it comes to fights. But this is not the best play they could have made, because right now we see Scroll walking towards A main and picking up a Phantom for himself. Again, that Empress is still available, and in a 2v3 situation like this one, folks, it's all the more possible with that rifle in hand. Enzo also one off from being able to get his own ultimate, and if he's able to launch those Seekers, which he will be able to do now, it's going to be a hell of a difficult round for OG. Both are on site, so now it's going to let Scroll know that he can get right in. And it's only one on site because Enzo takes the head off Typhon. And Baba Yaga is going to do his best to get the spike down, which he's able to do. But a flash is going to keep him from moving. And although Gen Z lines up, it's just not playing out in Yaga's favor. It's a defuse for Gen Z on a round we would not have expected. They started off with Sheriffs and end with Phantom. OG getting absolutely punished for their decision to leave A that round and allowing Scroll to pick up that Phantom, as well as giving Enzo the opportunity to use those Seekers, and he's now even halfway again to the Seekers. Speaking of that ultimate, Typhon has Seekers of his own ready to go, and so if OG chooses to use them, they can find themselves a clean entry, but again and again, we're seeing space in the B main being given up by OG over and over again. Scroll even getting a pick onto Typhon initially is going to cause OG to have only 4 agents on the board with no mid control and no B control. And with the rest of the map unavailable to them, OG is forced to funnel into this site. And Typhon, who had those Seekers, is the agent that perished. So he's not going to be able to give a fancy entry of any sort. But the other ultimate that was available, Jiggy's Cosmic Divide, is going to fly up. And we're going to see a fast entry. Joms dashes in, but Lo Mein sitting in this corner is in a very great spot to get a couple of picks. He gets a little bit of information from his Sova. He knows 4 is right around that wall and is able to secure it while Decay picks off Jiggy, and Baba Yaga is going crazy. But not crazy for very long because Enzo is going to shut down his dream before it even starts. It's 4-2. That spike not even planted is going to give Gen Z the lead, put Enzo 5 out of 6 on those Seekers. And it's starting to look like Enzo might even use his Seekers twice before Typhon uses them once. Dogs Gaming. Sheriffs only with Joms on the Classic and the Heavy Shields, but don't be fooled. His Blade Storm is ready. The knives will be out, and we're going to hear that voice line. Let's hear it, Jet.
Get out of my way.
And so it goes. An initial flash is not even going to stall OG as they move into the mid. They're playing a little bit riskier here on these rounds now. But that spike is left, and again, they give up B main. Are they doing this on purpose? Yaga is going to take out Scroll from the side of Spawn, but Decay is going to return the favor as Jiggy gets clapped. And it's going to be Lo Mein finding a pick of his own. Typhon returns the favor yet again. We're 3-3 in a round where OG, again, was saving with the Sheriffs. It's, dare I say, they're better with the Sheriffs than Rifles. Enzo with the flash out wants to take this pick, but is too scared to engage with that dart, giving up his information and positioning. We see the Seekers come out, and it is Typhon who released them. J0 is going to find a pick based off of it, but Enzo is going to just easily clean the floor, mop OG off the map. And there it was. We actually did see both Skies use their ultimates. And it was Enzo who, I believe, used his before Typhon, so we had that call. We come right around to it. Decay having the Resurrection up is extra great for Gen Z because they'll be able to retake with confidence here and push with confidence as they have been for the last multiple rounds because, again, OG is just giving up B main. The Sky Flash pops, providing information for the one who threw it. And a very interesting choice to close the store, as I believe Gen Z realizes what OG is going for. And so they're funneling them into the spawn where Scroll is waiting. And there we go. Scroll picks off one, but is immediately refragged. That's going to be Joms making it in while Yaga takes out Lo Mein as a two-pronged attack. Typhon clears out that wall and tries to move a little bit forward, but Decay is ready and waiting. He knows another player is coming up. It's him versus Joms, and Joms dashes away, but not far enough. That's a corpse in the ground, waiting to be decayed. Yaga's moving into sight with 4, and the spike is going to go down. It's another lockdown available for the post plant in a 2v3 situation. Make it a 2v4 because that resurrection is now coming into play. Lo Mein is back in action.
One enemy remaining.
Enzo's going to make short work of Yaga, and 4 is going to drop down under the site. Little bit of a, you know, comfort in being able to pick off J0, but Enzo is simply going ham on this Sky pick and securing round after round with information and plays. Oh. We're moving into an active timeout, folks.
I gotta visit the Astral to play some stars.
And we have about a minute to kill. Interesting. So I want to break down how OG has been losing these rounds, and in particular, it's been the fact that they're giving up B, but playing tiles. And that's what's so very strange to me, is that they're going tiles on top of Cat with the intention of getting on deeper into Catwalk and Tree Room or Arches and Pizza. But by not having their own flank held proactively, they're losing these players and taking fights they don't need to take. right? If they're up a little bit closer or using utility to zone off Gen Z from even leaving those zones, then they could more confidently move mid and have the agents they need. Because again, it's these early picks that are allowing Gen Z to come out on top. Since every single time it's a retake with the numbers advantage in Gen Z's favor, Overdogs Gaming needs to pick up their map control. They're leaving not even 4 to do it alone. They're leaving 4's turret to run that solo. And when you have a double initiator comp, the way that both of these teams do, it's easy to abuse a sentinel that has no backup.
Concealment.
We're live into round 9, and a wall by Decay is going to stop an A main push. OG realizes this, decides they need to move and switch strategies. A blind doesn't come out by Lomain, but it's not going to stop 4 from taking a pick immediately. A drone by Yaga is going to go ahead and give a little bit of information that B main is now clear yet again. A fight occurred outside of B main, but this time it's OG on top. So now with the man advantage, they might be able to secure this round here, and it will be a big turnaround if they're able to do it. Here comes the Trailblazer. Not able to spot anything, so it's all theory. With no information, OG has to assume it's either CT or market, and they have no idea if anyone's on site as well. A drone's going to be broken down. A flash by Typhon. The guiding light is going to go ahead and lead OG right into the site, and the lever is going to be closed. A great move by Joms, as he also secures a kill onto Enzo, while his buddy 4 makes a crossfire from the B main, and then turns around to secure a secondary kill from the flanker, and all of a sudden it's Decay left alone in a 1v5 situation, and this time around he has no resurrection to even force an ally to fight with him. The firing squad prevails, Decay drops down into the dirt, and we move forward into round 10. And so this time around, OG now rewarded with a pick on their B main shenanigans, or lack thereof, is able to go ahead and secure a round, and they're more than happy to do so, because now we see Gen Z is in a horrible spot economically. Enzo forced to be on the Stinger, Decay with the Sheriff and heavy shields, Skrull not even able to afford heavy shields on his own, and J0 no shields at all with that Sheriff of his. All of a sudden, the defense is looking extremely weak, and this is an opportunity, if you're Overdogs, to secure a 4th round. Walking up slowly is Joms, but he might just be met with a crossfire by Skrull and Lomain. All 4 players on the side of OG stacked up there, and now 4 is moving around to try and secure a 5th spot in that push. Lomain is going to go ahead and send a blind, which gets Yaga, and he's coming out to spray the world down. Typhon and Yaga both fall. Jiggy's going to return the favor with Lomain and Decay. He's not ready to stop this push. He picks up the spike, but now all of a sudden it's 3 players in heaven. He needs to get an aggressive pick here, but will he get blinded? We see Skrull playing with that idea, but no, it's the Sova Dart that's going to come out, not spotting anyone in the nick of time. But Jiggy, your head was spotted. You're going to get shot through. And so Skrull comes over and wraps the round up. It's a double kill. That's where Reynas are made, in the multi-fragging components of the game. And so he's proving why he's on that duelist pick. As you roll into round 11, now the equipment has evened up yet again, but OG having the favors of the ultimates, Lockdown, Blade Storm, Hunter's Fury all up, Skrull with the Empress still holding on tightly to it. We have not seen that pop just yet. And Lomain's from the shadows either. That 2 has been held for a very long time. We have to wonder when Gen Z is going to decide to use those key ultimates to procure information and take aggressive fights. And speaking of procuring information, that Trailblazer is going to let Gen Z know that OG is in position. And if that wasn't enough, the lockdown is going to give it away as well. Enzo walking right on in, or Typhon walking right on in to get killed by Enzo for returning the favor, but Decay wants to go ham. He wants to stop any chance of anyone going anywhere. And so he does it before he gets traded out, and Four and Yaga forced to run away, tails between their legs. Luckily for the side of Gen Z, since J0 was on that drone, it gives Enzo and Lomain the opportunity to reposition and quickly Four full running into the site, unaware that Lomain is even there, and as he goes for this plant, Lomain still is not spotted. The positioning by Yaga is going to leave him unable to take any fights. He's looking for anyone that's lurking around mid, but no, it's all a heaven take. And now both OG players funneled into the same area will not be able to retaliate very much. But, you know, Yaga just casually picking up a kill with the Hunter's Fury is going to be able to satisfy him, maybe in terms of ego. But will it win him the round? No, it won't, because J0 says, hey, that might be a nice ultimate you got there. I got a Vandal for you.
Last round in the half.
Tactical pause called by the side of Gen Z's Enzo. And again, it's going to be a timeout for a minute. We see Lomain actually... Oh. Lomain and Scroll both disconnecting from the game, perhaps. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties, I'm going to assume. So with it being 8-3, ladies and gentlemen, it's clear that Gen Z has taken the momentum of this game, but it's not as if Overdogs is not fighting back. They're able to cut off these consecutive round wins. They just need to find a way to snowball their advantage. The ultimate timings and usages are just not working out in their favor, but I think what they're really lacking is mid-control. They're either going A main or B, and I'm not seeing any usage of the catwalk or tree room pressure in any successful way. If you're Overdogs, you need to immediately apply that, especially now that we're in the last round of your attack. The timeout is now ending. And it seems that we have Lomain back in action, but Scroll no longer. We're live in the pre-round, and Scroll only has a few seconds to get back into the game. Now, if the round does start, he's able to take control of his agent and play. He just won't be in any positions. He's just going to be sitting at spawn. Here we see Scroll is reconnected just as soon as Yaga's drone comes out and Four's working his way towards A. And it's a lucky position indeed for Scroll because he's able to stack up with his team and deny an A push immediately. But just because we start on A does not mean we have to end on A. Finally, a teleport from Lomain is going to come out to control Catwalk, and he realizes no one is there. It's more than likely that OG is rotating. That's what they're thinking in the minds of Gen Z. But it is, again, that traditional split. Joms and Typhon patiently waiting here in B main. Enzo has his sights dead on him. They're calling for Jiggy to come over, and so he is walking.
Shadows traveling.
I don't know why he's walking though. I don't know if anyone told him that, like, you know, you don't need to walk through spawn, but he'll figure it out.
30 seconds left.
Revealing area.
A flash goes out and we see information. The Cosmic Divide being used as well. It's going to be a quick entry out of OG, and they're raiding the site. Enzo is going to be sprayed down. Bullets into the torso, making him keel over. Going to be dropped off the scoreboard, but J0 does not want to let either Sky live, and so he takes care of business as usual. Scroll wants to prove that he's the better duelist, and J0 coming out yet again with another kill onto Jiggy. It's all up to 4, but he's unable to do it alone. As we see the diffuse come out by Skrull, it's a 9th round on the defensive half for Gen Z. We're swapping sides right now. They move towards the attack with a huge 6-round gap advantage. And it might just be over here for OG. If they can't take ground and secure this pistol, the gap will become too wide for them to close unless they begin to play perfectly. We're walking into round 13 with a couple of Ghost Buys and Frenzies across the board. Nothing too special as a blind comes out of Skrull and he moves in heavy into that site. Four's gonna go ahead and take a peek stairs and then move right on back. Skrull gets flashed and gets abused, but it's right then and there that Decay takes a trade out. Four's gonna get one and go. Enzo's finding a pick of his own onto Yaga, and it's going to be an unfortunate fate for our Sova player today on the side of OG. Gen Z holding aggressively this wall that Decay put up earlier, and it's all 3 of the OG agents sitting there. And we see an entire firing squad versus firing squad. We go each side taking a pick, but it's not quite enough to give OG the advantage. They're going to have this flash available to Typhon, and he's going to use it, but he's not able to find a pick off of it, as both him and his buddy Joms fall in what is an amazing use of this Sage Wall. Earlier, I was a bit skeptical on whether or not Decay was going to be using those walls effectively, and he hasn't done anything crazy with them. Nothing, no Grim walls, no Scream walls, right? Nothing fancy, but he's using them effectively and using them in their specialty, in area denial. And especially on pistol round, getting those walls in the right places can kill time to the point where you're guaranteed the win, and that's exactly what Decay does with his wall placement there. Again, another blind out by Skrull, as he has picked up his Spectre, the entirety of Gen Z having him due to that round win. A flash goes out to secure the site, and J0 is ready to move on in. Skrull finding his pick onto Baba Yaga. And again, a horrible fate for our Sova players. Really, gotta give him a little bit of love after that nerf. Skrull in for good for 2, but 4 retaliating with the shorty. Decay is not going to have any of that cheese. Lomain finishes it off, and now we see an 8-round gap between the two teams. Again, on pen and paper, this is a bonus round, right? Gen Z is not supposed to win. OG is set to secure themselves a good pace, but all Gen Z needs to do is get 2 to 3 picks to ruin the economy for OG, and they will be set to get into match point in the upcoming rounds. So this round, depending on how it plays out, is going to be a huge mental burden on the side of OG. Flash comes out, but it's not enough to get Jiggy to fall off. Now repositioning over to the generator. And we see a drone coming out of J0. He wants to procure the information. This time around, OG is rotating swiftly, and Jiggy's going to go ahead and have the backup of his team to take the first pick onto Skrull. But they're flooding into sight. Gen Z is not scared of nothing as they get 2 picks on. 4 wants to trade it back, but Typhon, making full use of his kit, is going to go ahead and find picks of his own. Lomain good for 2 as well. Now all of a sudden, Baba Yaga needs to get his revenge. He's died first every round. Upcoming in the defensive side, can he secure a clutch up?
Last player standing.
A little bit of awkward gunfight is going to go into his favor, but Lomain is good for 3. He has a Phantom and now swaps it even for the Ode. Oh no, he's going to leave that on the floor. Folks, I hate to say it, and I never like to diminish a team's chances of a comeback, but by winning that bonus round, it seems that Gen Z has set themselves up for victory. 4 has a lockdown available. Magic can happen. put it. It needs to be some high class Harry Potter type stuff, because if he can't pull it out of his ass, it's not going to work as they flood in.
Blinded.
OG has nothing but the Spectres, the Ares, the Judge, maybe one Phantom, as they already lose a player in Jiggy. There's not a whole lot to be done, and Lomane even coming around for a late flank is going to try to get in a pick onto 4. He does so successfully. Is traded out by Joms. The lockdown is going to pop, and one player is detained. But we're here 2-2 with Decay. The possibility of healing is still on the table. The health is in the favor of the attacking side. They just need to kill one more agent, because Decay got rid of Yaga, and through the smoke, Joms is getting chipped. It's going to be a shock dart that ends it all. Gen Z, congratulations. 13-3, an absolutely phenomenal showing here on Ascent, here at Godset's Trial of Diligence in the round robin pools. They're going to go ahead and move into the brackets for tomorrow. And ladies and gentlemen, it was an impressive game indeed. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed casting it. I was your caster, Ashkan, and we'll be back after a bit of a break.
Damn. Yeah, this thing's. And welcome back. I have Enzo from Gen Z today for the interview. Gen Z, Enzo, how you doing, man? What was that?
I'm doing great, man.
Oh, okay, that's good to hear, man. So you guys came in strong today. You guys, had a 2-0 lead at the beginning, and then went 2-2 to tie it. But then after that, came out strong. What was your guys' approach for today in the tournament?
Honestly, just win. Like we just came in with a winning mental. That's it.
Awesome, man. Plain and simple, right there. Let's see. So in the beginning, we're off to a head-to-head. You guys are fighting head-to-head, but then you guys opened it up, going 93 in the first half. Defensively, you guys have been doing great, and then after that, you guys go on to win. Let's say about like 4 more rounds to win 13-3, man. What were you guys' thoughts on going in defensively and offensively?
Defensively, we found out how they play instantly. They play like very passive, so we just went aggro on them, like every time, get main control. And attack, we did 5-mans. That's it, because we just have the flash potential with Sky and Reyna, so we just went like hard.
Yeah, man, dude, you guys have been opening it up. Just like all the other teams that have been competing together. You guys are also one of the big top teams that have been going crazy in their games just today in the tournament so far. You guys have been doing a whole lot, and I want to hear your thoughts on how you did today and what you guys want to improve on, or like what you guys have been doing good, and what are you guys gonna keep doing onward from this game on?
We're gonna keep our same mental, and we're just gonna see how this goes. Fix up anything when we're gonna fix anything that is going wrong quickly. That's really it.
Man, you guys are going out strong, and hopefully we get to see more of you guys in the next game. Hope you guys pop off again against Kinetic Gaming. Kinetic Gaming also another team that has been popping off as well, as I believe they won their last game 13-5 as well. They've been going off as well, and one of the teams that have been doing great so far. So I want to hear you guys' thoughts on how you guys are going to approach that team. How you guys are going to beat them, and what are you guys thinking on? You guys think you can beat them as well?
Yes, instantly. Honestly, we're just a bunch of Zoomers that have egos. So yes.
All right, man. I'm ready to hear it. I'm ready to see what you guys got against Kinetic Gaming. Thank you for your time out here on the interview. Repping your team, and I hope to see a lot of great success against you guys and put on a big show for everyone in the chat so far.
All right, perfect.
All right, so that was Enzo from Gen Z as they take the win 13-3 against Overdog Gaming. Our next game, as we are about to begin our bracket rounds, our next game will be Gen Z against Kinetic Gaming, as Envy will be the caster for that game as well, right when we come back.
Okay.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another exciting match. I'm Disco Ninja, and I am here with my good friend Envy.
Hey, what's up, guys?
It looks like we are going back into a rematch due to some bracket issues. We're gonna have a little bit of an untraditional kind of best of 3 here. OG is going to face off against Gen Z once again. They are going to have an opportunity to make it out of the group stage to make it into the bracket. All they have to do is win this best of 3. However, if Gen Z wins this first map on Bind, they will be progressing into the main bracket. So a little bit of an exciting game here for us. And I can honestly say that I am excited to see how this kicks off. We saw a little bit of a lopsided game before, but that was a different map, and maybe OG is coming back hungrier than ever. So we'll see how we go as we kick off with the first round.
So we can see here we have him. Seems like players not really moving now, but
Oh.
Alright, it seems like we have Gen Z here. We're playing 2 on A here, while the rest of the team being on the other side.
Yeah, it looks like OG is just kind of lining up for a real heavy B push. It looks like they're just going to split Hookah and Long here. We'll see how this pays off for them. OG coming out with a pretty aggressive push. Maybe just trying to get some info here.
See Decay moving on and rotating over to B side over here. Nothing really happening here. We do see some action at Hookah. We do see Scroll sort of creeping up on here, but he does seem a little reluctant and moves backwards. Enzo just holding Long here.
Oh yeah, they look.
We do see OG trying to rotate back over to A though.
Yes, we do. But Gen Z seems like they're kind of wise to it. Well, it looked like it at first. Yep, they're coming back over for the rotate on A. Looks like they're ready to meet OG here for the site take. OG moving in, taking U-Haul control. Able to get just one, but Gen Z is just picking them apart right now. That flash will come through on U-Haul, and Gen Z will be able to pick up one more kill as Enzo comes through the teleporter and cleans up the first round, taking it over to Gen Z once again.
Alrighty. Seems like we'll be seeing the shotgun purchase from Scroll here. Very interesting. Got a Marshall. And it seems like it'll be full save on OG here.
Yeah, as we've pointed out before, these new patch updates on the economy do make it hard to and a lot more risky to put those forces through. So it makes a lot more sense just seeing the full save on the side of OG.
Oh yeah. See like Scroll out here, throwing the boombot down, trying to get some distance on this. Seems like the shotgun play is coming in though. Decay with 3 picks. Ends it with a 4. Making this really devastating round to the side, but it is at least a save.
My God, Envy! I think if you blinked, you might have missed that round. It was over in I think less than 15 seconds. That was amazing. OG tried to push into it, and it was just a meat grinder waiting there for him. Decay with the judge that is definitely not broken anymore.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure they tried to nerf that judge, but it still seems very powerful.
But that's okay because OG is going to be coming through with a full buy this round, as we would expect to see on round 3. And Gen Z still on their bonus round. We'll just have to see how this plays out. It looks like Yams is kind of moving in, trying to get some shower control right now and just see if he can get some information. Meanwhile, the rest of the team is starting to group up over towards the B side. I think they're just kind of trying to play for a default a little bit here, looking for some info, maybe a pick before they decide where they go. And they know who they're up against now, so they want to be sure that they try to play it smart and they don't play too aggressively as they have in the past.
Yeah, we see Typhoon here trying to creep up on A. Ends up getting a pick onto this, making this, changing the dynamic of this match here. Ends up with a Marshall shot, taking some chip damage there. He does seem to hold his ground for now, but he does have to worry about Decay. Ends up throwing a flash at him, but making this really devastating for them.
Oh, yeah, those shock darts are going to find huge value right now, and the drone as well. But can
Flash
Decay
comes in.
trade it out? No, he can.
Scroll creeping up on here. I was trying to find someone, but it doesn't really find anyone.
Looks like we've left Scroll down to a 1v4. It's not looking too good for him. He is going to get the one pick with the Judge, just holding that in hookah, trading it out for the Phantom. But he has a lot to do here. Can he pull it off? He's going to find the pick over there on Typhon, but baby Baba Yaga there to shut it down. Giving OG that first rifle round.
Making this 2-1.
Yep, this is kind of a typical scoreline we expect to see, but now we should be able to see the first full rifle round. So this could play out a little bit differently. It does look like they are thinking about sending over some more stacks on B. No, they're just doing a 3 stack over on B, 2 on A. It's pretty standard default here, but they might be able to get some big value out of this if OG does decide to take that B aggression.
Coming in from Silva there. Baby Yaga throwing it into bathrooms.
This does seem like a pretty standard play from OG. They do like to get that early shower control at the very least. It kind of makes, I think it makes Gen Z just feel a little bit nervous, and it kind of makes it harder to read. But it does look like OG is kind of starting to make the rotate over towards A site.
Exchanging some spray damage here.
Spike down A.
I have the spike.
Some picks on here with mid. Jiggy trying to just juggle and trying to do some chip damage onto Loman there.
Yeah, these trades coming through are a little bit chaotic. As we could see, there was just an absolute bloodbath over there on the A site that has left OG down with one player in a 1v4. He's got a lot to do. It's looking like he might just go for a save here, maybe try to get a couple frags on the way out to try and make it as expensive for them as possible. But this round seems all but decided for OG.
It does. Seems like he will just be holding his ground at showers right now, trying to maybe get a pick on here, but question is whether or not he's going to survive this.
It's starting to look a little dicey for him. He does get one pick. That's going to be good for him.
He does end up holding his ground for now, but he does, he is pushing through the smoke, tries to get a pick onto that guy, but able to connect the shots, but seems like he will be saving his gun indeed.
Oh, or will he?
That was pretty close, very close.
That was a nail biter, most definitely. That's gonna be a good save for OG. Not the best round, obviously, not the way they wanted it to go, but with everything being as expensive as it is now, being able to hold on to that Vandal is going to make a big difference for them. They will at least be able to go with, I mean, not a very good buy, but they've got the hero rifle coming through on Yam. So hopefully if he can come up big on this round, they might be able to pull it back and get a couple rifles for their teammates.
For sure. I do see them trying to hold on this as A short here and trying to see if anyone pushes.
Oh, looks like there's a big rotation coming through from Gen Z over to A. I think they know something's up here.
Would you see Baby Yaga throwing the dart, trying to get information onto the A side here? Some chip damage onto Loman there. Loman spamming through showers there. And we have an aggressive push at the A short right now. Gen Z trying to wrap around, and they end up overwhelming OG here.
Oh, Gen Z coming through with a flawless victory on round number 5. That's going to put their economy in a really good spot. And OG already opting for a tactical timeout. They've seen what happened in the past to them. They don't want the momentum to build up again. So they're probably going to just kind of try and regroup, figure out what they need to do differently to try and take this momentum away from Gen Z and take this very, very important round for them.
Yeah.
I gotta say, Envy, it's been really impressive watching Gen Z play. They seem to have really, I would say, like a strong capacity for reading their enemy teams, and especially since they're going up in a rematch against OG, it's probably only strengthened that ability for them
Yeah,
in
for
terms
sure.
of just kind of knowing what their opponents are going to be doing. They seem like a very, I guess you would say, like adaptive team.
Oh, it's for sure. I mean, the reads right now are on for Gen Z is very amazing. They're doing a fantastic job overwhelming their forces, and they're able to just skim around the site and attack them from both angles.
All right, our tactical timeout has ended and we are back in the game, and it looks like OG is grouping up for what appears to be a full-on Showers hit right now. I think they've probably noticed that every round so far Showers has been pretty free, but Gen Z again with the read is going to send two in. Low Main and Decay, who have come up really huge so far, are going to come in to try and challenge this. Well, what they don't know is that Decay is here waiting for them. And he's going to find one. And is he good for another one? He's good for two. And he's good for three. And in just 5 seconds, Gen Z has completely shut down the shower push, leaving 4 down in a 1v4, really. And it's not looking too good for him. And it's not looking too good for OG at this point either.
He's basically a lone wolf right now. He just has to hold his ground and maybe just try to keep on his rifle. Because they do not have any money.
Yeah, that I could not agree more. This is going to be kind of big for him to get as many of these takeaway picks as possible. Getting one on scroll is going to be a good one, but there's not really much else he can do at this point other than just try to stay alive.
We're seeing some shit damage now. He does seem to hold his ground for a now. He ends up getting another pick, but spray transfer onto Decay there and did not connect, unfortunately.
Yeah, you got to watch out for Decay. He is absolutely on fire right now. He is just rolling through every part of the map, and he is shutting down any push that he sees. It's kind of a dangerous player in the server right now, and if I were OG, I got to say I'd be doing my best to try and avoid him at all costs.
Sure. Hopefully they can get the read on and what sites he plays on and try to play around that.
That's right.
We do see a split execution happening here. We do see Typhoon and with they're doing some trying to take that wall down right now it seems, but we do have the push going through Showers right now currently with that drone hopping out trying to get some information.
Yeah, you can see they left the spike there in market, so it looks like they're definitely just trying to play for some picks, some info. They haven't really committed anywhere yet, but meanwhile, Gen Z once again just completely dismantles Overdogs Gaming and just leaving it down to a 1v5 once again. J0 there to clean it up in Showers with that beautiful round finisher effect, and it's going to leave us at a 6-1 scoreline in favor of Gen Z. Looking pretty rough.
That was a bloodbath last round. That happened so quickly in Showers. It was just wow.
Yeah.
Not much to be said there.
No, there really isn't. I mean, there's not a whole lot happening. It looks like OG just keeps trying to push any extremity, and Gen Z just absolutely shuts it down as if it were just this is just practice for them. They're just pugging right now. I mean, look at them. They've got 4 on A. They're ready for this A push. Recon Dart coming out of Showers is going to give them some very crucial info. Meanwhile, the 3 Gen Z members are just pushing out into market. They're calling their bluff. They said, you know what? You guys can't push us, but we're going to push you instead. And it's already going to leave them down in a 3v5.
Very important pick for Enzo to get onto there. Really changing the dynamic of this round to being 3v2, now 2v2. They do have the spike though for OG. So it seems like the rotate will be coming towards A right now. And Gen Z on with the flank. They end up rezzing one person though, but oh wow, we do see an ult usage coming in. Ends up picking off J0.
Yeah, that was a good punish on part of Baba Yaga. Definitely trying to make sure that they keep the player advantage neutralized. Gen Z may be thinking they might have gotten a little too overzealous with that mid push. They could give up a second round to OG at this point.
Seems like they're just trying to lock down the site right now, trying to hold these angles down. keep him trying to strap, but unfortunately Enzo does going down by Baba Yaga.
Yeah, it is all but over for Skrull at this point. It seems like he knows it.
And the concussion comes in, and Jiggy comes in with the pick.
Well, you know, I can't say that I don't admire Gen Z for trying, but when you're down in that 2v2 and you still have the Astra alive in a post-plant scenario, it just becomes really difficult to try and retake the site, especially when you see those stars just popping up all over the site. It makes you sweaty. And I gotta say, I am sweating right now for them, and it's not just because I turned off the AC.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be seeing a lot of aggressive pushes coming in here, but you know, we'll see if whether or not Gen Z is going to continue with this momentum.
Well, it looks like they're definitely deciding to play it safe a little bit. Enzo with the cheesy wall boost does get the pick on the Baba Yaga. That's the Sova down for this round. That's a huge pick for them. That means a lot of their info is going to be out of the round. As Lomain comes in from the teleporter to get one pick, 4 thankfully is able to trade him out. But the info coming through for OG on the Cypher upload is going to give them all the information that they need. Skrull deciding that he doesn't want any of this business, decides to just get right out of hookah, and they're just going to decide to play this site and see what happens. Meanwhile, OG also starting to second guess a little bit whether or not they want to go. It seems like they're a little bit scared, Envy.
Oh yeah, it really does. It seems like they're just going to try to rotate off and try to fight a site that they'll have a less man advantage with it, but we do see the Sova coming in. He ends up ulting here, trying to do any damage here. Does get the lineup, does some major damage on the Jiggy here, ends up killing Jiggy. Making this really, wow, we do see a very aggressive play coming in, and really seems like Gen Z is really locking down that site and denying the plant to OG here.
Yeah, it seems like Gen Z came into the server for the second time. They said, oh, we only have to beat these guys one more time. Well, we'll just go ahead and shut it down real quick. They have quickly become a team that breeds nightmare fuel. Ults everywhere, round denials all over the map. I mean, it seems like they're everywhere almost. If I were OG, I gotta say, I'd be terrified right now. I wouldn't even know what to do. It's hard to play against a team like this that just seems to be everywhere that you want to go.
It seems like Gen Z right now, the entire team is just filled with juggernauts. They're just moving through with no fear and just taking on this pick. We see the aggressive push coming in with Skrull here, and we do have Jiggy going in. Ends up with a really rough spray, but does end up getting the kill on the Jiggy, making this 3v5.
One enemy remaining.
This is devastating coming in from Decay here, pushing in with no fear. Here, really trying to battle out for his life right now, but he's just hiding at this angle here, and he ends up getting picked off by 2 players just moving in on him, just swarming him completely.
Oh man, it is absolutely fantastic to watch these guys play right now. It seems like they're really having fun watching Skrull on top of the Sage wall, just throwing satchels at his Sage, just trying to get a heal from him. These guys are having a good time with it, and it seems they're even going to go ahead and call out a timeout. This is some top tier BM if I've ever seen it.
Yeah, they're going to definitely need a call with this one. This is a rough match for them right now. Hopefully they're able to turn this around with this timeout, but the Gen Z right now is looking very strong with their pushes and executions, and they really do need to get rid of Decay. It's a huge problem for them right now, just able to just flank backsides and just get those nice picks on them. And you have Skrull even trying to play off of Decay there.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you look at Decay's scoreline right now, he is 19-4. This man is completely unstoppable. And as far as OG goes, if they want to have any shot at winning this match, they're going to need to win this round and, of course, the round following. But their economy is in such a bad spot that if they don't win this round, we're going to be looking at a 10-2 scoreline going into the second half.
Oh yeah, this is very rough, OG. They really need to turn this back right now. This is sort of the pivot point they need to take right now. Whether or not they're able to do it is a free question, but we do see a default buy coming in. We do see the Vandals and Phantoms rolling in. We do see Baby Yaga trying to get this immediate bathroom control, it seems.
Yeah, it seems the shower control has been the only thing that's really been working out for them so far. So they're going to go ahead and try and go for that. They're going to try to get a little bit of action there in A short as well. But as we can see, Gen Z is ready for them. They know exactly where they're going. They know exactly what they're trying to do. And they're going to be ready here to shut it down as soon as they try to get onto this site.
Comes in through showers. We do see the dart coming in, trying to get some information. Baby Yaga trying to bounce off some darts, possibly. Ends up not really connecting anything here, but ends up trying to connect some shots here. But J0 able to just keep control of that site and end up picking off all the OG players, really.
I gotta say, Envy, these site takes are just looking really rough for OG. I mean, I know I've already said it, but it just seems like they can't push out of any extremity. There's always somebody waiting there. Low main getting 3, Decay getting 3 or 4. I mean, these guys are starting to look like a Costco brand Sentinels over on Gen Z. It's like any single one of their players could pop off at almost any time. There's no weak point for them.
Honestly, they're just raining terror on them right now. There's really nothing they can really do, and if they just gotta really outfrag them currently. We do see OG here trying to change it up though. Maybe do for a B execution, trying to take down this wall currently. We do see Loman right here. Maybe pulling out the TP. He does end up TPing. Tries TPing in the middle there, but cancels immediately after being shot off with that one.
Yeah, that's a huge ult actually for Low main. He got all kinds of info from that. Scroll's gonna come through the teleporter and get 2, and Hookah immediately shut down that split B push. Again, putting Gen Z on the, OG on the back foot, making them wonder what they can do in this scenario. I mean, it's been a flawless or like 4-man victory almost every round, and now once again we're in a 2v5 with the sites completely locked down. Typhon getting that 1 pick on J0, which is going to be a good one, might allow them to get into sight. However, Decay is waiting for them. Typhon all alone in the CT connector. There's not much he can do at this point, Envy. It's looking like it's probably over for him.
Yeah, it really is. He tries to hold on to himself, but the swarm comes in. He's not able to fight them all off.
Switching sides.
And this is a very rough half for OG here. 10-2. They're gonna have to really get this pistol round here, and if they're not able to get this pistol round, it's gonna look like it's gonna be pretty much over for them, unfortunately, unless they're able to do this crazy comeback, which is still very much possible. They just have to get this pistol round.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, I think you had it spot on before. They absolutely need to win this pistol round. If they don't, I think the chances of them even coming close to taking this map it's extremely unlikely.
We do see OG right now trying to really stack their forces. But we do see all the players right now trying to push for that immediate showers control. But we do see Loman here just trying to hold, maybe seeing one player does push. But we do see Decay and all the other players of Gen Z pushing in. Decay with the aggressive push, and all these Gen Z players just really pushing through spawn. It just ends up picking up all of them. Scroll with a double pick there. It's just
my god, Envy, this is just absolutely brutal to watch. These guys are blood hungry. Not only did they take the site, but they just decided to pour into CT. They knew they just wanted to get the round over with. They put the spike down. They said, screw it, let's go in, let's just end this round in a flawless fashion, which is exactly what they did. And I mean, now it's looking all but over for OG. I mean, if they have to force buy this round, and if they don't win this round, then I think that's a wrap.
Indeed, but it seems like they're doing a save though, and they're not force buying, which is, there's one person with a shorty though. Very surprising for them not to be force buying on a very round that is very detrimental to acquire. But we do see Decay pushing in really aggressively here, ends up just getting 2 picks here and making this a 3v2 situation, and Jiggy just alone right now trying to fight for his life.
They went in with all Buckies. Gen Z is really just trying to make this entertaining for the stream. And of course, they close out the 12th round. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on match point for Gen Z. It is a 12-2 scoreline. And I don't want to I don't want to call things too early, as we know it's never fair to count anybody out. But at this point, I just isn't looking too good as Gen Z just buys up on Odin's.
Yeah, they are gonna be doing a. Seems like it'd be a full Odin buy, maybe Decay. Oh, Decay is purchasing the Odin, maybe. Oh, yep, it's a full Odin buy, and we do see a default buy coming from OG right now. But this is gonna be very interesting. It seems like they're probably gonna just post up on A short here, and they are seemingly crouching all together. It just seems like they're trolling almost. We do see the Poland coming in though, but no shots really connected upon them. They end up going through TP, and there's really no one on the B side to defend, but they are indeed just holding crouch right now.
Envy, I can't breathe. This has got to be one of the best matches of Valorant I have ever watched. 5 glitch pop Odins crab walking around the map.
Yeah, this is definitely this is really devastating to watch.
OG just trying their best to keep it together as the crab squad comes back through A short. Dart coming out, and the Odin spam is all but imminent, but Jiggy is gonna find 2, and Yams will find a 3rd. Scroll will get 1. Yams was able to trade it out, and now Gen Z is down in a 1v3. He's going to try to clutch it out with the Odin. Can he pull it off? I don't know. Anything is possible at this point, I suppose.
Omen tries to get to B side here. He's able to, but unfortunately Typhoon is on the flank right now, and he is trying to spam him. And he ends up trying to kill him off, but the reload comes in and Typhoon catches him.
Well, OG does finally take a round that they need just to make it a little bit more of a competition, I suppose. But if I'm gonna take a wild guess here, I'm gonna say that maybe Gen Z is gonna try to lock it down a little bit. But as I say that, we can see that they are coming on with 4 shorties, 5, make up 5 shorties online. They're not done having fun yet. We're in for a wild ride, Envy.
Yeah, indeed. It seems like right now they're just trying to prolong this match, and Hal with very much trolling guns, I would say. First the Odins, now the shorties. We'll see if they're able to do anything with these shorties right now, but we do see Typhoon being very aggro with the Phantom. If maybe one of the Gen Z players can come in with the shorty and get a pick here. He ends up trying to connect the shot onto Typhoon, but unfortunately Typhoon reacts fast enough in time to take that kill. So pulling out his dog, trying to seek out some information here.
I have the spike.
I gotta be honest with you, Envy. I was actually a little bit worried for Typhoon a little bit when Lo Mein was coming in with the shorty. I thought that he just might get it, but OG doesn't want to be counted out just yet as Scroll tries to push up. B Long does get picked off by 4. And now we are in a 5v3. I mean, even though this is looking like a little bit of a contest, I think we all know that at any point, Gen Z is just they're going to pull it out and wrap this up. I think they're just trying to give everybody in stream right now a good show. So I hope you all are enjoying everything that you're watching, because I know that I am.
For sure.
30
But
seconds.
we do have Decay on right now, trying to take this Shower's control, and he ends up trying to, but the blast pack comes in. A very good play from Joms there, just throwing those blast packs, keeping Decay away.
One enemy remaining.
Typhoon with the flash ends up blinding him, and it would seem like OG has this round on lockdown, but we do have Enzo on the B side,
10
planting
seconds
currently, and the rotate indeed comes in.
I think the big victory that Enzo is looking for here is just one single shorty kill. That would just make this whole round worth it. The real question is, can he pull it off? There's 3 lining up in hookah. They're ready for him with the nade coming in tube. Is not going to get it. Yams is there with the answer and the Guardian. OG will take the spike defusal, giving them a 4th round. And I think we're all, as viewers, just left wondering, when is Gen Z going to buy a rifle?
Yeah, for sure. It seems like they may. Maybe they will try to end the trolling and maybe buy actual guns this round. We'll see. And it seems like there's going to be one Odin coming in though. Oh, he does sell it off in exchanges for Vandal.
BYB
Alright, we do see a rifle buy, so it seems like Gen Z is looking to lock down this round and actually take this once and for all.
Oh, well, we'll see how it goes off. Maybe some of those meme rounds gave OG a little bit of a much needed mental boost, and they're ready to reset and start taking this rounds. Maybe those rounds were the downfall of Gen Z. Ultimately, we'll just have to see here as Decay moves up. B long, he is going to get caught by the wire, and 4 is going to be able to take that pick from him. With a couple more pieces of information coming through in the dart, he's going to know that there are 2 more people down B long. They're holding it real close. Typhon getting another pick over on Scroll. J0 is able to trade it out, but 4 is good for 2, and we are now in a 1v4 with Lomane has to do it all. And can he pull it off?
That is a very, very grave question right now. Lomane right now does have the full HP though, but he does have 3 players to deal with. And they're trying to creep up on here.
4 is ready for him, as
There's
well
two
as
people on the angle.
Jiggy.
And he ends up trying to do the transfer onto the next person, but unfortunately not able to connect the shots. Giving a round to OG.
Yeah, that's a hard angle to beat, Envy. I gotta say, when you've got the varied elevations, one on top, one down below.
yeah,
I mean,
for
it's basically impossible to take that 1v2. Lomane did give it his best shot, and now Gen Z's economy looks a little bit broken. It seems like they might have memed themselves into a shallow grave. They only need to win one more round. It is a 12-5 scoreline, so it's still possible, but it is starting to look like maybe they played around a little too much.
Sure. I mean, it looks much brighter for OG right now. They're able to pick up 3 rounds in a row, which is very good for them right now. They need every round they can to bring that scoreline to a tie. And we do see OG right now trying to get onto the B site right now, throwing a boombot onto Sage there. Ends up throwing the nade, trying to some chip damage, and Enzo trying to peek off of that as I'm dying. And OG right now with the man advantage,
Player standing.
and Gen Z completely just falling apart this round.
Yep, and once again, it is all down to Lomane in a 1v4. That being said, this was an eco round, so it's a little bit of an expected loss. So we'll have to wait and see how it goes. But OG is looking a little bit crispier on their defender side, and maybe they're starting to think, hey, I think these guys might have given us a little too many rounds. But we're not going to let up. We're not going to give in to the BM, the disrespect. The mental will stay strong. And 4 will find Lomane and Hookah, shutting it out, giving them 6 rounds to Gen Z's 12.
Indeed. Look, making it very much more brighter for OG right now, but we do see Gen Z right now with the full buy. We do have Scroll on the judge though. Maybe trying to acquire some close frags possibly here, but we do see 4 and whatnot with very good angles to hold for now.
Yeah, I think we might see a double satchel play coming out here from Scroll with the judge. If I'm going to have to guess, he's going to try to get his way into U-Haul. And here it comes. Oh, and the showstopper is out. Is he going to be able to find one? No, it looks like OG is just trying to back off and respect that ult and give them as much space as possible. But Scroll heading back into the CT lobby as the showstopper times out. It will give Gen Z the site, and we're looking at a 5v5 retake right now. Gen Z coming through on Showers with 2 on the flank, and it is not looking good for OG at this point. They have the information on Jiggy and Showers. 4 does get the 1 pick there, and we are now in a 2v4 scenario. Sorry.
Yeah, it is not, and this is really weird plays going on right now. People all around the sites and whatnot. We do see a 2v3 here, so it's very much possible that OG could go on to this, but Decay coming in with the frag and ends up closing the match here, 13-6.
Yep, that's going to do it for you folks. Gen Z will take the map, which will propel them into the bracket out of the group stage. No best of 3 for us today. And that was just a roller coaster of a ride. I hope you guys all enjoyed it as much as I did.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And jeez.
Oh,
And yep, that
yeah,
was
wow,
that was one heck of a game,
for
friends.
sure.
I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did, like I said, and we'll send it either over to a break or over to Angel to close us out.
Yeah.
All right, we are back, and we got today for this interview another one to represent Gen Z. We got Decay. So Decay, man, how you doing, man?
Not bad, not bad.
All right. So you guys literally played against this team. You had a bit of a bracket change. So you guys ended up facing Overdog Gaming again. And you guys, you know, the whole chat already saw it. The whole stream already saw it. You guys beat them by a lot, but memed on them a little bit towards the end. How'd you guys feel about going in after you realized, you know, you guys are facing the same team again? You guys' approach still stayed the same? Or you guys changed your approach, or what was all that about in the beginning?
I mean, we 100% knew we were gonna win, so we weren't really that nervous going in, but we wanted to have fun while doing it still.
Yeah, man, you guys put up a hell of a show today. As you guys, you know, you guys went 12-2 before you guys won the last round, and then after that, you just couple of rounds just started meeting on them with Odins and Shardies and stuff like that. You guys are thinking about just having fun. You guys trying to put on a show for everyone watching.
It was actually Enzo that made the call to crab walk down short with Odins, so I dropped everyone my glitch pop, and it would have been a nice way to end the game, but sadly, that didn't work.
Yeah, man, you guys, man, I don't know what to say, dude. You guys did a lot. You guys, like, you know, went in the first game beating them by a lot as well, and then you came in this game beating them by a lot as well, and you know, you guys just went big against this team, and I don't know, you know, even our casters just like kind of felt bad for that happening, and you know, you guys literally just no mercy that team, and you know, it was pretty lopsided for the whole game. Just want to hear you guys' thoughts on what are you guys working on, if you guys have anything to work on from this game, and where's your guys' approach going to be after today going in tomorrow for the next game in the next round?
The main thing we're working on, like during tournaments, is fixing our mentality, because sometimes we get really tilted if a few rounds don't go our way. But overall, we don't really try to like fix anything else during tournament games. That's for scrims mostly, so we just come and hope we play better. No.
Yeah, man. I know one of our casters want to know, but they just want to know what the comms were like when you guys started memeing on the other team, you know, during that whole 4 rounds.
Yeah, it was all over the place. I don't know. It was just really chill. I think, yeah. We didn't really know what we were doing, but it was fun.
Yeah, man, with you guys having, you know, it shows that you guys have like good chemistry and good, you know, team formation and everything. It really showed this game, especially going into Bind beating Overdog Gaming 13-6, and you know, you guys put on, as I said, one hell of a show. Everyone did not believe that a game like that would go, you know, that big, you know, that big of a lead, like an 8-round lead to almost end the game. And you know, you guys did what you did, and you guys, you know, I don't know, you guys just memed on the other team. There's not much to say after that. But thank you for coming to our interview today. You know, I appreciate you repping for your team. You know, good luck to you guys in the future, for tomorrow and the future rounds, and I hope to see you guys, you know, succeed even farther, and see what other shows you can also put on for the rest of the tournament as well, and not just this game.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. All right, that was DK for Gen Z as they beat Overdogs Gaming by a lot, 13-6. You know, there's not much to say. That happened, and we're looking forward to seeing Gen Z, seeing what other shows that they put on. And you know, big, you know, every team today in the tournament, in the beginning for, you know, round robins and the first bracket round, everyone did amazing today. You know, everyone did their best. Everyone tried, but you know, we saw many teams go all out and putting one hell of a show for everyone watching today. As we saw for our first game, we saw Godset beat Swift Uprising 13-5. Then we see UGK Esports getting beaten by Kinetic Gaming 13-5. We see, Gen Z beating Overdogs Gaming twice in a row to advance to the next